Oh my God, thank you all for being on time. Yay, more people are coming. Yay. Welcome, welcome. It's going to wait a few more minutes till everyone pops on. Hope your day's been good. Mine's been an interesting day of play and fun. Truth be known, I'm in my getting it right mode. Anyone ever felt like getting it right is so important? Hi, Jenny.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. You?
Good, thank you.
That's good. Okay, we're going to wait till 8 o'clock on the dot, and then we're going to start. Hopefully everyone arrives and we're recording. So I think that's all I really need to do, and get started in a couple of minutes. Oh. Okay, we've got 2 minutes. Denise, I need you to mute, please, my love.
Okay.
Thank you. Dee Dee, I need you to mute. Welcome aboard. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Let me just see who else is here. I hope my guest is arriving. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wing it. Okay, but I did check in with her. So, being 8 o'clock, welcome, 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 everyone. if you don't know who I am, my name is Miriam Brewer. I'm a gold executive since February. I drew the line in the sand, and I decided that everyone needs Redox. So I'm really glad to be presenting this for the very first time tonight. Truth be known, I'm a little bit nervous, mainly about getting it right. Can you tell me if any of you have ever felt like, do you have to get it right? Or do we just fail our way forward on the very first time of being here? Yeah, thank you. So since February, I decided that I would share this with the world, and nothing's got in my way. So tonight I'm really happy to be presenting one of my newbies. She's only been on the product for 4 weeks, and I'm quite excited to do that. So what I want you to really tune into tonight, as you might be taking some takeaways from this, do you know anyone who has a health challenge, or you want to invest in their future for their health? Do you want to help people to get to the places that they want to be at? Do you really want increased energy and stamina and endurance and performance? Who do you know that wants to be more radiant and more youthful and aging gracefully? Who do you know who may want, yes, Dee, I see you. Who do you know that may want a little bit of extra income?
Everyone can hear you.
Or financial freedom? Well, I know that these molecules can truly make a difference in your lives, your loved ones' lives, in your animals' lives, in your plants' lives, anyone that comes across who's willing to listen. So that really excites me. That gets me ignited, that gets me up every day to get on the phone, to do Facebook Messenger, to introduce to maybe a yes or maybe a no, but maybe I can help someone along the way. And the lady that I have the privilege of introducing you tonight, I'm just going to check to see if she's here. What I love about her, yes, she is, she's waving at me, beautiful, I love that. What I love about her is I met her in a different network marketing company. She's actually in my team in another network marketing company. She is the salt of the earth. She has children in her life and a husband. She lives on a farm far away. I don't know her particularly well, but I am getting to know her a lot more, and I get to talk to her as often as she needs me to talk with her. And I feel like now she's almost ready to start introducing this product to her friends and family. She was a person that suffered from terrible sore head. Now I'm aware that we can't talk about exactly what it is, but when you wake up every day or when you get one of these, you don't want to get out of bed and you feel kind of sick. Can anyone get the idea of the sort of pain that she's been suffering for a very, very long time? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Felicity Wilson. She's been on the program now for 4 weeks. And along the way, there's some other interesting things that have happened. So Felicity, I'm new at doing this with so many people on, so I just have to find you on the screen, my love. Where are you? Keep waving. I'm just going. Bear with me, guys. This is how you can earn a lot of money and fail your way forward. Okay.
Miriam, as just hang on a second, it's Janine. So, hello. So the person you're interviewing, when she speaks, you'll actually see her. So at the moment, you can't see it. Now, everybody who's not muted needs to mute, because every time there's a noise, the focus goes on that person. So we need everybody to be muted, apart from Felicity. Yes. Yeah, so
hello.
Kayla, can you mute, please? Thank you, Kayla. That's fantastic. Looks like everybody, Justin, you're right. Colleen, are you able to mute yourself, please? Yeah.
Kayla, thank you.
There we
you're doing
go.
great, Janine. Thank you. You can be my backup. I love that.
I will.
Thank you, Janine.
I've got your back, Miriam.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay, darling. Off you.
Okay. So I still can't see Felicity. Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now, Felicity.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Sorry. Yes, I'm trying to get the hang of it too.
Oh, good. You and I together, we will.
I
Okay?
know, and I've just got out of the shower, so I'm like, oh, there's lots of people, but you take me how I am. That's me.
Yeah, absolutely. Salt Earth, Mother of the Earth.
Yes,
Felicity.
and my name says iPad because I don't know how to change the name either. So I'm sorry.
Please don't say sorry. You're not a walking apology.
Oh, no.
You're incredible. I've got to say, you look different already.
Oh,
So
thank
since
you.
I saw you last. So
Thank
Felicity,
you.
tell
Yes.
us a little bit about, since introducing this program to you, don't go into the resistance we had in the beginning, but since introducing,
No.
just tell us a little bit about what's been going on for you and what you've been doing with the redox signaling molecules and how much suffering you actually have had up until now. And you can be totally honest, because authenticity is everything. I don't know if any of you know this, but if you're looking to sign someone up, and if I'm talking BS, people are going to feel that, true or not true.
Yeah,
Desperation.
they will.
So I want to be really, really clear as to, you know, why you actually started and what is actually happening to you. So it's 4 weeks from today or thereabouts.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I've lost track now. All I know is I'm on my last bottle of liquid and I'm like, this is not good. No.
Okay.
So pretty much in a nutshell, as Miriam said, I actually live on a fairly large farm. So I don't have, I'm not that close to shops or people in general. The closest I get to is pretty much animals and my husband and my children. So our lifestyle is probably a little bit different to a lot of other people, but we still have those same health issues that everybody else has. Now, as a child, now to be compliant, guys, just read between the lines. As a child, I always suffered a fair bit of head pain, right from day dot. So much so that I would be left on the playground floor pretty much, and the school would, again, I grew up on a farm as well. The school would ring my mum and say, hey, she's coming home on the bus, this is how she is. And I've kind of always been that way. We went through the whole doctors. I actually use essential oils which help support but don't give me the results that I'm still looking for. So I've searched for a very, very long time to get relief, because when I get really bad, I get bedridden, so much so that I need to have somebody home to look after the children. And it would go for anywhere from 3 to 5 days. And yeah, it's not a very nice thing. And pretty much at the point where I just can't keep being like this, I'd go through good patches and bad patches. And as Miriam said, I've worked with her on another networking company. And when I actually met Miriam for the very first time earlier this year, I was chatting to her and, just about life, and we just got talking. And Miriam was actually one that said, okay, you really need to try Redox. You need to try ASEA. So I kind of left it on the back burner for a while and thought about it. And yeah, eventually I gave in and I said, okay, let's try this. Well, I started off with obviously the guidance from Miriam because I was I'll be honest, I was really skeptical. I was like, how can this actually work? I didn't get it. How can, salty water as such and these molecule gels help you? I was really intrigued. So I started off simply by applying the gel to my forehead, over my throat and my lower back. I started off twice a day, morning and night. And then the liquid, again, I started off, I think it is at 60 ml in the cup, morning and night. And within the first couple of days, I was like, yeah, this is actually not too bad, because I was also constantly tired. Always needed to have a sleep in the day, just always tired. And I was like, and I used to get so frustrated because I'm like, I just had 8 hours sleep. How can I still be tired? And within about a week, I was like, hold on a minute. I have not had any sort of head pain going on, because I would every week at least have some sort of head pain. And I didn't need to have a sleep. And I was like, okay, something's going on here. So I kept trying it. Within 2 weeks, I was like, okay, I've got more energy. I felt even a lot better. It's really hard to put it into words. And I've never probably felt as well as what I have done for, I don't know, probably all my life, to be honest. So it was pretty incredible. And I've only now just started to increase the intake because I started to feel a little bit tired again. I was like, okay, it must be time to increase it. So now I'm up to about 3 times a day taking the liquid and about 3 times a day doing the gel. And I've now noticed a different taste in the liquid. And I'm like, this must be a good sign, because it's doing something with my body. And in a way now, the last couple of days, when I was talking to Miriam before, I said, I think the bad stuff is now starting to come out with what my body's actually doing. And it's probably held on to this for a very long time. So I'm like, this is just incredible. From that point of view, when I've suffered it all my life and thought that I've had options, and obviously they haven't been the right options that are physically working with my body. So that's where, for me, this is amazing, because it means that I can spend more time. Like, my kids would be like, Mum, come and kick a footy outside with me. I'd be like, but I can't, I'm too tired. And now I can actually enjoy doing those other activities. I mean, I've still got a little way to go, don't get me wrong, but to notice already within 4 to 5 weeks, you can't help but tell people. And that's what I've done already, is just,
Wow.
I don't know. I was only telling Miriam today, I think I'm up to like 4 people. Everyone I hear of now, I'm like, you need to try this, because there's so many people like me waiting for you to share. So it's pretty incredible. So that's me in a nutshell. But then I've got plenty of other stories too. But
no, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And it seems to me that you're quite a natural at doing this. So just keep going. That'll be wonderful. So on a scale of, since starting Redox, so when you get a headache, when your head starts to ache, can you tell the people what you do so that they can tell their people what they might do? So what have I advised you to do, and what did you actually do if you were starting to get something that didn't feel so good for you? How much water are you drinking? What are you actually doing, so that they have a protocol so that they can help other people with, perhaps?
Yeah. For me, I actually was doing the gel every, I can't remember now. Is it every, in the 3 times in 5 minutes? There we go. So I did it 3 times in 5 minutes. I would take the liquid. I did that sort of at the start of 5 minutes, at the end of 5 minutes. And then I also would pop it on the back of my neck, because, sometimes you do get a little bit tense. So I'd pop it on the back of my neck there. And then, I would find that, oh, wow, I feel good. And then I would religiously go back in another 20 minutes and I would apply the gel just once. And then I would do it another 20 minutes. So that was kind of like my every 20 minutes for an hour is kind of seems to be what my protocol is at the moment. Just doing the gel. I don't take any more liquid. I find the gel way more effective when you've got that kind of thing going on, just across the forehead and of course on the back of the neck as well. So that's what is working at the moment for me. Yep. Oops, we've lost her. Hello?
Miriam. Where's she gone?
Miriam's frozen, I think.
Yeah, she has. So I think, is everybody else frozen or just Miriam?
Just Miriam.
Yeah, Felicity's okay. And I'm seeing Marie working. Okay. Well, that's weird. Gosh. Yeah, look, Felicity, I think like we started in Australia with just the gel. So we really got to train the rest of the world that this is not just something for wrinkles. This is truly provides the redox.
We just had a big thunderstorm here. I'm sorry.
There we go. So look, that's fantastic, your share. It really, also from the point of view of just how powerful the Renew 28 is.
So
and
powerful.
how you can just walk around with that in your handbag and you've got Redox right there at your hand any moment you need it, like a first aid for if any discomfort starts to happen for you. So I'm going to hand you back to Miriam.
Thank you,
There she
Janine.
is. My pleasure.
Yeah, a massive like lightning bolt just went off, and I'm like, oh, we're doing energy work. The other thing I would love you to share, so thank you for answering that and telling us your protocol.
Sorry, Miriam, you're really quiet. I'm just hoping, Miriam, you're pretty quiet there. I don't know if you can turn up your microphone or yell at the computer for a bit.
It's fine here for me, Justin, on my phone. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll shout loudly. Sorry about that, guys. But I just want you, there's one thing that happened when last night that I really, and it's to do with heads. And so it's not her head, it's someone else's. So tell them what happened to your son briefly and the results, and I will post it in the group Renew with Redox, because this is remarkable.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, really. You've got to see the pictures to really understand. But my eldest son yesterday tried what we told him. He tried to knock the school down. He kids being kids, and he ran into a post playing Tiggy at school. And of course, he hit his head. And literally, when I say hit his head, he got the biggest egg. I haven't had a kid that has got such a big egg on his head. And they were watching him, for signs of, pupil change and things like that. He was fine, but he was in a lot of pain. And when I picked him up, and I was like, and I already knew what had happened. So I actually picked up a seer, put it in my pocket, and I took it into the school. And before we actually even left, I rubbed the Renew 28 just around the area. He wouldn't let me touch it completely because it hurt too much. So I just applied it to the closest part of the area, because I figured that the gel would work its way to where it's actually needed. So I applied it around the area closest to it. And then I did it again when we got home, and all afternoon, I think I might have done it nearly every hour. I can't tell you. I just went with mother instinct of, yep, I need to apply this. And then, but obviously before he went to bed, then this morning he got up, and the lump was still quite large when he went to bed. And there was a little bit of blue coloring, but not too much bruising had really come out. I was like, oh, this is interesting, because of what he actually did, he should actually have a massive black eye. And then this morning you just pop again just around the area, because it's still obviously quite sore. And then he come home after school, and I said to Miriam, it'll be so interesting to see how it is. And I sent Miriam a photo, and literally it is hardly any bruising, and the size, it's just phenomenal. The size of it now is really minute. It's pretty incredible.
It is incredible. Thank you.
You need to see the photos.
Yeah. If you can hear me, thank you for that. That was incredible. We will post those together. I did a picolage, and I hope this is giving people belief, and more to the point, you belief, so that you can go out and be the best version of yourself and share with your whole town and more. And are there any questions? Thank you so much, Felicity. I just know that it's got some weird stuff happening with our weather right now. So please unmute if you've got a question for
Miriam. This is Margot. I haven't got my camera on. I won't tell you why.
Okay.
But this is a personal question, but I'd be interested to know, how old, Felicity, were you when the problem started, and how old are you now? Do you mind telling us how old you are?
Yes, when I first started, I would have been, well, from what I can actually remember it, and from what I've been told, it's pretty much, probably since the age of 5.
Right.
And they did originally say, because my dad actually is the same as me, my sister's the same, and my grandma are all pretty much the same, but I'm probably the worst out of all of them. And now I will be 36 this year. So
Okay.
and we've tried. Previously, we had actually tried the whole change your diet. I mean, there are a few things I have changed out of my diet, but it still hasn't physically given me I haven't found the results that I've desired for a very long time. So yeah, I've had it, nearly all my life, and so much so that my husband could say, okay, you're going to come down with this very soon, because it was really, in a predictable way.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That's good to know.
Thank you.
So you've had, in other words, you've had the problem for 3 decades, and it's been resolved in a very short space of time.
I wouldn't put resolved yet.
Improved
but
greatly.
Yes, that's the word.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Are there any other questions while we have Felicity or myself here that we can unfold together?
Yes, I have one. Hi,
Sure.
Tracy here.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Felicity, you're talking about things exiting or happening, coming out. Can you explain that a little bit more so that people might know what to expect in that when their body starts detoxing, I suppose you'd call it?
I don't know how to say it quietly.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Her description was, it feels like things are coming out of me that need to come out of my body. So I didn't go into detail as to whether it was feces or anything like that, but I get by looking at her what is actually happening to her. Her whole energy is clearing up. And, if you don't know me, I am woo-woo, but I can see a difference in her face, in everything about her. So is that on par for that?
Yes, just pretty much, the gunk is being excreted, out of me. And it has actually just yesterday, I was like, my head just felt foggy. That's probably the word to put it. And I figured that just was because there's a lot to come out over those years. So I kind of am expecting just a fogginess, and a little bit of a change, in things coming out the other end, but not over the top, but just enough to go, oh, something's going on here, which is a good sign. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And there's thank you, and thanks for that. And also there's Taomi who wants to know how we connected. So I think we covered that a little bit, and I'm not sure if I said your name right. We basically are in the same other network marketing company. She's in my team. I said to her, I got her to like me, trust me, and whatever it was, we just connected from a heart-to-heart point of view. And I just said to her, I hate seeing you suffer this way. I really want to talk to you about this other thing that you can't get from an essential oil. Would you be open to taking a look? Is that your viewpoint on that as well, my love?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. You just was like, I think I've got something that can help bring you further results. And I was like, righto, tell me more, because I've been keen for a very long time. Because the thing is, if I can get a phenomenal result, which, I'm working that way. As I said, I've got my sister, I've got my dad, I've got my grandma, who all suffer exactly the same thing. So yeah, it's incredible.
Thank you. So are there any other questions? It's coming up for 25 minutes. So I'm aware that I don't want to, I value your time, and I also want to make sure that you get your needs met. Felicity, thank you so much. It's going to help masses of people. I can't see any other questions. I do need to let you know that next week's topic of this, what we're on right now, is rebalance of autoimmune health using redox molecules with Louise McGregor and Sophie Petham. I hope I've said that right. So make sure you tell your friends, invite your peeps, get everyone on, pay attention. I think they say we've got one mouth and two ears. So really listen to people's needs. What is it that they want? And don't be verbally vomiting on anyone. Just meet them at where they're at and love them. Whether it's a yes or a no, it doesn't matter. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. I hope this is served. Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming along, Felicity.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Felicity. That was amazing.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Miriam. Thank
Miriam.
you, Felicity. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Miriam, Felicity. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
both.
Bye.
Oh, gosh.